I was a teacher after senior high school. Mind you, the salary was around 170 cities. We wake up around 5:30. Then the stress was getting too much. It started out as a side hustle. I did my apprenticeship for 9 months. I did my studio at once. When I started, I think it was between 30 to 40 cities at that time. I could get like half of my salary with 2 clients. I think the highest I've charged for doing nails was 570 cities. I made 3.5K that day.
3.5K, that's in 3,500 cedis in a day as a nail tech.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my career right away.
Why would I pay 250 cities just for nails? Accra seems saturated with lots of nail techs. No matter where I move to, my brand will prosper and flourish. There are many untapped niches that I feel people haven't ventured into. I want to spring up the next generation of nail techs and to teach. And lastly, the money. I'm not gonna lie.
My name is Yahweh J, and welcome to Life After School. Does school really determine your future, or that is what we've been told? For years, we've measured success by grades and degrees. But what if life has other plans? In a world where dropouts build empires and top students still struggle, it's time we ask real questions. Welcome to Life After School, the podcast where we explore the truth about education, success, and everything in between. Whether you're a straight A student, a university dropout, or just trying to figure things out, this is the space for you. Let's challenge the system, hear real stories, and also discover what really shapes our future beyond the classroom. Life after school. School ends, but the journey doesn't. My guest today studied a Bachelor of Education in English and Social Studies. And today is an award-winning nail technician and an entrepreneur building a powerful beauty brand in Akemoda. This is his Life After School story. So, Lord, you studied a Bachelor of Education, English and Social Studies. Today, you are an award-winning nail tech. How did that journey begin for you from a Bachelor of English into becoming a nail technician?
Well, initially it started out as a side hustle. So I was a teacher after senior high school, right, in a primary school. So during the COVID, I was just home. We were okay. I won't say we were laid off. We were not, but we were just home doing nothing. So I was like, I'd like to learn something. So I was just looking. I didn't want something long term. I just wanted something short to learn, like a short course. So I was weighing options here and there, and my sister came home with some nails, and I was like, "Oh, these are nice. Where'd you get them done?" And then she told me. So my interest peaked from there. So I told my mom, and my mom was like, "Okay, if you have an interest there or you'd like to learn, go ask of the fee and let's see where it leads." So I went and did the inquiries, came back to my mom. So at first, the fee was quite a bit. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stay home.
And
So
how much was this?
that time it was around like 1,000 something.
Okay, that's a lot. So please go ahead. I'm listening.
My mom was like, okay. I was just home doing nothing again, and my mom was like, you know what? Just go. Let me go get the stuff that you need and start. So I went. Then I started out as an apprentice. And I did my apprenticeship for 9 months. And then here we are.
So this was all during the COVID period, right?
Yes, yes,
And so for the whole term of studying or being an apprentice as a nail technician, how
yeah,
long did it take?
9 months.
Okay. So what was your thinking? I know you mentioned that you wanted something very temporary. What was the idea for you that I am learning this nail technique to do what? What exactly were you thinking to do with it?
Okay, so I would learn when we go back to teaching. I'll just do that as a side hustle. So initially, I was doing it. I went back to teaching, and then after school, I have appointments after school. So I'll just come, attend to clients, and then go back to school the following day.
So let's fast forward to the University of Cape Coast. I believe you were an alumni. You are an alumni of the University of Cape Coast. Um, how did you manage being a nail tech and also taking your classes? What was it like for you combining work and school?
Uh, it was quite simple. I wasn't a regular student, so it was quite simple.
And did you actually opt not to be a regular student because of you being a nail tech?
I just started as a distance student, and I just ended it that way.
Okay. So Um, I want us to speak about distance students, right? When
Yeah.
when I when I was in university, a lot of distance students felt like they didn't belong to the university community. So what happened was that some distance students would come live on campus, pretend to be regular students just to fit in. For you as a distance student, what was your mindset as a distance student and focusing on being a distance student as opposed to trying to fit in?
First of all, that never even crossed my mind. All I know was I had an access course. I passed. I got into university, and yeah, it never crossed my mind because after all, you're in University of Cape Coast, and it's one of the best in Africa. So
Okay, so I want us to speak about being a nail tech. At what point did you realize that this nail tech thing isn't a side hustle anymore? This is something that could actually feed me.
okay. So as I said, I went back to teaching, and that was for a year. Then the stress was getting too much. Like you wake up around 5:30. You have to be rushing your stuff here and there. And then the school I taught in had two branches. So I was at the far end, and you have to wake up, rush your stuff, go to the roadside, get to the bus. If you don't catch the bus, you have to take your own car or your own mode of transportation. Mind you, the salary was around 170 cities. This was in 2020, 2021. Yeah.
2021 salary 170 cedis.
It wasn't up to 200 cities.
Wow. Okay.
So I just calculated, okay, sometimes after school I have two clients and I make like half of that. At that time when I started, I wasn't even charging that much. I was like, I could get like half of my salary with two clients. If I could get one client each day, I can make what I'm making a month in a week. So I was just weighing the stress and seeing how the nail work. I was like, you know what? Let me go and try doing nails for a year. I gave myself a year. Yes.
So let's speak about um, being a teacher, right? I presume this school was somewhere in Akimoda, correct?
Yes, it is.
With a salary of 170 cedis, practically, what kind of quality teachers would we get? I know there are a lot of private schools, like I don't want to call them makeshift private schools, but there are a lot of these private schools that spring up, pay teachers poorly, delay the pay of teachers, and then they actually hire people. I know some schools would hire people who have even failed their WASI, but they employ these people to teach children. In your experience, I don't even know what to ask. In your experience, how does that affect the quality of education for the kids who go to these schools?
You'd be surprised. My school, I taught, that's the same school I attended. And it still churns out the best students. I'm not going to lie. There are systems in place for you to be the best teacher there. They offer in-service training and lots of things. So, yeah, they are good, but it's just that their salary is just off.
So I want to wear the shoes of a teacher then. If
Mm-hmm.
you are being paid, let's say present day from 2021 till now, let's say they are being paid 600 cedis, how would a teacher survive on a salary like this and still manage their livelihood? Or some even have kids. How do they manage if you've interacted with any of them?
I think most of them have this. Okay, when I used to teach, I used to complain about the salary. And then on two occasions, one told me, but you are young, you live with your parents, what do you need money for? The second person also said the same thing. So I was like, so because at that time, I used to live with my mom. So because I live with my parents, does that mean I don't have something personal to get? I don't have like a craving to satisfy or something. It doesn't make sense. So I felt it's one of their mindsets. And we are in Akimoda. There are not many jobs here. So they get the upper hand here.
So let's move away from that conversation. I want us to speak about your mom, right?
Yeah.
Um, your sister comes home with nice nails. You tell your mom you want to train as a nail tech. Why do you think your mother supported you? Because I'm asking because being a nail tech is quite unconventional. So in your mother's mindset, why do you think your mother supported you to become a nail tech?
My mom, basically because I wouldn't be home idle. And she felt, okay, you've tried school, so why not try something different? You get. Mhm.
So let's move into other conversations. I want us to speak about your education degree. As of today, you are working as a nail tech. But in studying a Bachelor of Education, what would you say the educational experience from studying the educational experience from studying a bachelor's degree comes in handy when you are working as a nail tech?
Yeah, it does.
At what point does it come in handy?
Okay, on some occasion, I have clients who have like kids. They would want an opinion on educational path. They have kids. They have like needs for. We discuss some of their kids, and then sometimes you just know, oh, maybe their kid has a learning disability. You get, maybe they're good at this. Why not give them attention over there? There are some too, they need new schools. The schools aren't favoring them. So like having this Bachelor of Education degree, it helps in my field as a nail tech. I get to like give out like tips to parents. And yeah, even though I've stopped teaching, but till now, parents still call me to ask of my opinion on some petty things involving their kids' education. So,
So you are able to hold conversations with your clients basically and able to offer them very good advice in terms of the career pathways for their children. I want us to go into the actual business of being a nail tech um, itself. Do you remember your very first paid client?
um, my very first, um, mm, I really don't. Oh, what a shame.
So if you don't remember your very first paid client, that is fine. But can you estimate how much you charged your very first paying client and how has your charge evolved till date?
When I started, I think it was between 30 to 40 cities at that time. And now I think the highest I've charged for doing nails was 570 cities.
I see. So what accounts for the big difference in prices now?
40 cities was back in 2020. Now we have is it a 6 year gap or 6 year, 5 year? Yeah. My skills has evolved. Mhm. My experience too. And when I started out, I used to test out different products. So now I get to use stuff that I'm very comfortable with and I feel that are very good for my clients.
I see. So what particular tools did you start with as a nail tech when you were starting off?
Mm, um, basically nails, nail polish. You have your files, your buffer, your nipper, and yeah, you're good to
So,
go.
so if I wanted to start a nail tech business today and not be like the people who go around prospecting people to do their nails, um, how much money do I need for startup capital?
Oh, as to learn or as to open your own studio?
To open your own studio?
Oh, it depends on the aesthetics you're going for. Yeah. I didn't start my studio at once. I didn't have that capital to just spring it up. It was bit by bit. I first started out with the rent, then my table and curtains my mom got me. Yeah. So everything that's in the shop now is just a gradual process. So I didn't just bring it up. But there are people that just start out and then everywhere is aesthetic. So
Mm. So, um, you are in Akimoda, right?
yes, yeah.
Um, Accra seems to be the biggest hub for your skill to grow. I just want to understand, why have you concentrated on building your brand in Akimoda and haven't moved to Accra yet?
Accra seems saturated with lots of nail techs. Very, very saturated. You take 2 steps, there are no techs here. You take 3 steps, there are no techs here. On and offline, they're everywhere. But to me, I've already said this. No matter where I move to, my brand will prosper and flourish. So
Yes.
yeah.
So your brand would flourish. I believe when you were starting, right, there were some challenges you faced, or even currently, there are some challenges you face. What are those challenges for you as a nail tech?
Why would I pay 250 cedis just for nails? Those are Those are some of the comments. So, oh, I'm not going to pay that. You are in Akumodai and you are charging 200 cities for nails. Why? I mean, here is Akumodai. I'm not supposed to be charging this amount. You get. Uh-huh. So those are some of the comments, and yeah.
So let's speak about that. I want you to answer them. If someone had said to you, why would I pay 250 CDs for nails? What would be your answer to them?
Hmm. I I don't immediately just reply them. I just keep quiet. I mean, the silence will do the talking. I'm not I'm not going to say I have a very good customer service, but there are things that I would rather prefer I keep quiet and let the silence do the talking.
So, in the silence doing the talking, would this silence be in the quality of your work, or you just wouldn't want to respond to this person?
I wouldn't respond.
I see. So, let's speak about one of the challenges of a lot of entrepreneurs in Ghana. A lot of people complain about their workers. They claim they are not able to have stable workers who stay with them for a very long time. Have you experienced any of the worker issues as a nail tech?
I do not have workers, I have apprentices. And I don't think there's a difference. The only difference with workers is you're giving them a salary. And with apprentices, you get them stipends if the day is good or when the week is good, right? Yeah, I've had my fair share of apprentices disappointing me here and there recently. Yeah. I recently came back from Kumasi and then the place was in disarray. But yeah, I had to sort it out because when you come to me to register or as an apprentice, I have forms. I have forms with rules and regulations. And before you come to my studio as an apprentice, you'd come with your guarantor. So in case of anything, I call your guarantor and then tell them instead of you, the apprentice. So I don't reach out directly to the person. I call their guarantor and tell them. So that's what I did. And then she took accountability. She came to work, did whatever she was going to do. And then we are cool.
So, my platform is a career and educational platform, right? So, I want you to speak to future apprentices. What would be the ideal work ethic, or what would be the ideal work behavior for someone who is going into an apprenticeship? What advice would you give them?
During your apprenticeship, you're learning a skill, but then you're learning how to handle a business. If you're able to handle your madam or your boss's business like you would your own, you literally have no you didn't have any difficulty managing your own. And then you come out ready. If okay, when I was an apprentice with my madam, I was doing everything well. I learned how to save from her. Aside me learning the nails, I really learned how to save from her. I learned proper negotiating skills from her. That woman can negotiate her life. She's so good with it. Yes. How to manage her stuff. I learned a lot from her. And when she wasn't around, you see, I had an issue with my student not cleaning up my space. The only issue I had with my madam when she left me one time at shop was I did a service which took longer than the usual service. So she told me next time I shouldn't try that one. I should try the shorter one. So yeah. And I learned a lot. So me starting out, I didn't have any difficulty starting out my own. Nah, I was quite ready.
Okay. So, many people in Ghana think that beauty jobs do not pay well, especially if you don't belong to the clique. The clique being the popular ones on social media. If you don't belong to these cliques, you wouldn't be paid well. In your experience, would you say the beauty industry in Ghana has a space for everybody to earn a decent living?
Hmm. It does. It does. And depending on your niche, there are many untapped niche that I feel people haven't ventured into. And we concentrate on the most popular ones. But in reality, there are some of the niche in the corner somewhere fetching a lot, but most people haven't had that idea about it. And basically because the ones that are in there are charging so high that not many people can involve themselves in it. So there's a
So
space for
you mentioned, yes, you mentioned niche, right? And you say some of the niches are untapped. Do you
everyone.
mind sharing any of the niche areas you know?
There's the skin, um, how do they even call this? There's, um, you see, the most popular ones are eyebrow tattoos, right? You see, it's a
Is that the
trend.
microblading?
Microblading. Everybody is doing it. What happens if the person gets it wrong and you want it cleaned? Where do you go?
Mm-hmm. That's
Hmm.
actually smart.
Yeah. We have laser tag removal. How many people or how many studio or salons have that service on their menu? Yeah. And there are lots of them. Oh, I should have listed them. We have body sculpting. Not many. There are one or two around, but not many. In Akimod, I don't think there is. I can mention a few places where you wouldn't see those services. So yeah, the beauty industry is very broad, and I feel the most popular ones are the ones we're in now: hair, makeup, nails, lashes. Yeah.
Mm. So I want us to go into your craft. Do you remember a month that or a day that you made so much money that it shocked you? Like, wow, I am able to make this amount of money from just being a nail tech.
Hmm. Yeah. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't much, but it was okay. That was wild a bit. And oh, my apprentices. Oh, they can hear. They were there. I had. And what shocked me was I had one apprentice at that time. So I was like, oh, only one apprentice, and we made this. Well, that's nice. I made 3.5K that day.
3.5K, that's in 3,500 cedis in a day as a
Yeah,
nail tech.
yeah.
I'm going to change my career right away.
Don't change your career. It wasn't because I made like I we came very, very early and closed very, very late.
At least you were still earning your due for your hard work and good work. So I want us to speak about nail techs around the world. What separates a top end nail tech from an average one? What makes someone a super nail tech?
Their skills, their crafts, their level of expertise. But I think across the world, I don't know, but I have this thing where I think nail techs across the world are divided into three parts. We have the Russians, we have the Africans and the Latinos, and we have the others. First of all, I feel the Russians are more into the natural nails of the like into natural nails and precision. Africans and the Latinas are more into the creativity and the clean work. Yes, because basically Africans and the Latinas have this color thing. They're very, very good with colors and yeah. And then Asians are also exploring everything necessary. Yeah. So what makes someone stands out is their craftsmanship. I mean, I can shape square in a certain way. From the average person who shapes square, we can compare and then there's a huge difference, right? Art skill, presentation, and yeah, your art, your presentation, the finished product, if or when left out of social media, how does the finished work look in person and how does it look on social media, right? That makes an individual stand out as a very good nail tech.
So, with the mention of social media, I want to know how has social media and your personal branding contributed to your success as a nail tech?
Well, so when you go to my page, it's just a bit of humor and pretty nails. I started out on Instagram. I started out on Instagram, and Instagram is a place where you can be there for years and your followers will be like 100 followers throughout the 5 years. But then on TikTok, it's different. Your posts will be appreciated. You reach a very, very wider audience. When I became active on TikTok, I actually got more clients from TikTok than I've ever had on Instagram. So social media has really helped me a lot. I really have nothing bad against social media. It's really helped me with my business. I had lots of recognition there. Until now, I still do. Yeah. That's how come I could like organize a class somewhere and still get patronage. Imagine if I didn't have any social media. I would just be stuck here teaching here. Not bad though, but I mean, it's a step up for your brand to grow somewhere else.
So, in mentioning organizing classes, right? What is the background for you in terms of motivation? Is it that you'd want to teach others to make money for yourself, or you are looking at springing up the next generation of nail techs?
Yeah, I want to spring up the next generation of nail techs and to teach. And lastly, the money. I'm not gonna lie. And to, if it's outside where I am, also to explore other places as well. Because if I'm having a class in Kumasi, obviously after work, I'll go around Kumasi and see how the place is. I mean, teaching nails is fun. I love to teach though. That's why I have degree in education. I love to teach. And you'd be sure teaching adults is quite harder than teaching kids. But I mean, it's fun. And one day I'd love to see students, like my students out there, and I'm very proud to say, oh, this is my student. Oh, I used to teach this person. Like there's that happiness that comes with it. So yeah.
So, with it being difficult teaching adults than kids, right? What mistakes would you say beginner neo technicians make? What are the common mistakes people make when they are learning to be neo techs?
There are lots. Okay, let me try to remember some. Oh yeah. Um, I'm going to get these stuff to start, and then when I'm done, I'll go and buy the professional ones to use. Oh, I'm going to get a small size. When I'm done, I'll go and buy the bigger size. It's just waste of money. Buy the professional stuff, use them, get accustomed to them, and then when you're ready, you're just ready. Because switching from something you find as beginner friendly because they are small and cheap or affordable, sometimes switching from there to using the professional ones, there's kind of like a shift which you need to adjust to. But truth be told, you need to adjust to the original ones, the professional ones, throughout. There's not going to be a lapse or anything there. When you're ready, you're ready. You're going to start out on your own. It's not now that you are done, you're going to search for new products. So I need to buy this, I need to buy that. Use or start with the professional ones first before you shift. Coming from me.
So, one last question, then we move away from teaching people as a neo technician. If someone came out of high school or senior SS today, and they wanted to move into apprenticeship as a neo tech instead of going to university, what advice would you give them?
Well, I'd ask them, do they love the job that they want to be an apprentice in? Do you have passion for it? That's a question I ask most of people that come to my studio. Do you have passion for it? Do you love the job? Just go ask yourself that. If you really love it, why not? You can become an apprentice. Just go take your forms, be an apprentice. But don't forget, you need to really learn and love, like, you need to love reading. Read a lot. It doesn't mean you're an apprentice, so you don't read. Read. One day, when you meet clients, you need all those things.
So I know you've won some awards in the beauty industry in Ghana. To the common mind, right? Sometimes we think Ghana is just Accra and Kumasi. I want you
Exactly.
to take me through your I want you to take me through your journey of winning the best neo tech in Ghana at the most recent awards. How did that happen for you, and how did they see you and contact you?
Okay, so it was on Instagram. I used to follow that award. Like, I used to follow them quite often, and that was it was one of my biggest motivation. Like, oh, one day I'd like to be here. Yeah. So in 2024, I was just going through my socials, and then they texted me on WhatsApp that they'd like to nominate me for this award. And mind you, I've had lots of messages from other award schemes, but I felt I didn't like I didn't like the brand, or I didn't like how they conducted their own. So I was like, yeah, this is what I wanted. And mind you, it's Ghana Beauty Awards. It wasn't just any regular award. It was Ghana Beauty Awards. It was big. It was huge. Yeah. So yeah, I reached out, went through the necessary process. I went through an interview as well. A panel of judges. Yeah, a panel of judges. And then I qualified. went through the next stage where you have to vote. You have to be voted for. And yeah, in the end, we went and apparently I won. I was so surprised because me going, I actually thought, oh, I mean, Ghana, as he said, Ghana is basically Accra. So I thought, oh, I was just going to add up to the numbers until I was called out as the winner. So now I don't even have a video of them saying or announcing my name as the winner and me. No, I was just busy just with my bestie because they're not going to give it to me anyway. But it was a surprise for me, though. It was a big surprise.
So congratulations on that feat, right? A lot of people tend to think that awards are paid for. Oh, you pass the back, you go and pay money, and the award is handed to you. For you becoming an award-winning nail tech, what opportunities would you say this recognition has opened for you?
I literally didn't have any opportunity. It was just me working for my own opportunities. Nothing big. It was just a nice recognition though, but nothing came with it. It was just the
So
prestige that came with it. That was it. But I think last year's own had like very bigger opportunities and bigger prizes. Like when I attended last year, oh, there was great improvement. They had souvenirs from sponsors. They even had a trip for, I think, Content Creator of the Year. Yeah. And a few nominees.
So, Lord, I have two more questions for you, and then we can wrap up.
Okay.
With you growing as a nail tech, what does the future hold for you in terms of expansion? What are you looking to do?
So, in the coming years, I have plans, and I'm not going to be a nail tech. There'll be times where I might venture into being or starting out my own spa, get licensed professionally to be a beauty instructor. I have options that if I want to expand, I can choose from or even combine all. Yeah. Be licensed to be a beauty lecturer, have my own spa, be a product analyst for beauty brands. Yeah, a whole lot.
So, all too soon, we've come to the end of the interview. But before I let you go, I want you to speak to students and parents. Any advice you have for them in terms of navigating education and their skills?
Okay. Well, school is good. You really need education. No lie, you really need education. And Ghana is a place where if you're to do anything, have at least 1 degree down. Let it come from me. Have at least 1 degree down to hold you down. I mean, to have as a bragging right. So go to school. The school is very necessary. Go to school. If you want to venture into anything, any skill, take it from there. Yeah. Go for an apprenticeship, go for internship, all those things. Motivate yourself. Look up to people. Look up to people a lot because I have people I still look up to. I feel I'm not there yet, so I still have people I look up to. Yeah. And make sure what you're going to learn or the skill that you're going to learn, you have passion for it. Or else every day you go to work angry. You go to work angry. You need to love what you're going to do because you need to be happy at work. You need to love what you're going to do. Yes. And whilst you're doing that, Make sure you're learning a lot from social media so that you can adjust to the modern day and everything new that comes with it. Yes. Use social media to your advantage. Speak about what you want to do or speak about your business everywhere you go. Don't stop following trends. I mean, trends is not for younger people. Don't stop following trends. Yes. Screenshot lots of things that you want to know or want to have. Pray and manifest a lot. Yeah. Basically, be motivated by yourself. And yeah, go to school.
So, okay, okay. So, to my viewers at home, Lord is telling us to take advantage of social media, using social media in a positive way, where you are following the trends, you are updating yourself, and not being left behind, because trends are not, it's not only for younger people. Until another episode of Life After School, my name is Yao J. Like, share, and subscribe.